very basic things here. All right. It is January the 4th. I know that much. I know that it's now 2025. Okay. So here is the most important question that I could possibly ask you, my beloved Fedora Nation. Has anything going on while I've been gone? I mean, call me crazy, but I haven't really noticed anything happening in the news. I mean, I think I picked a great time of the year to step out. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, the end of the year is so quiet. It's uneventful. Nothing's happening. You know, people are kind of getting chill. They're kind of relaxing, getting used to everything, etc. So there you go. Yeah, right. Anyway. Hi, how are you doing out there in internet land? My name is Brian Trippett. I am known as the Front Porch Conservative, and welcome to the Saturday Night Supper Club, an elite little gathering where we take our seats at our respective tables. We got a little jazz band warming up over there in the corner. The waiters are walking around in their nice starch shirts, bow ties, taking your orders, be it appetizers or adult beverages, or perhaps both. You settle into your seat, the band starts to warm up, and you're getting together for a nice evening where our MC will be going over some topics of news, as the Saturday Night Supper Club is a wont to do in these situations. And we're doing it on Rumble, we are doing it on Twitter, and we're doing it on that quaint little alternative social media platform known as YouTube. So as always, as you greatly did for me in 2024, if you would not mind, please, number 1, subscribe to my channel. Number 2, hit the like button. Number 3, leave some comments in chat. Number 4, share the link around. Do all that crazy stuff that you guys do to make my channel grow. Oh, goodness me. You would like the veal. The veal is good. We recommend the veal. We always tell everybody, don't forget to try the veal. So if you're wanting the veal straight out of the chute, Gypsy, you get the best cut. Nothing but the best for you, my dear. Mwah! And Brady Pitcher. Darling, I think we all need it. Oh my goodness. So good to have you guys here. Again, for those of you just stopping by, you're seeing this live stream and you're like, who the heck is this guy? Well, this guy is the Front Porch Conservative. He is the man in the middle. He is the man in the fedora. He is the beau in the chapeau. He is the common man with common sense, hanging out with you guys on a Saturday night. TBA says, I'll take some whiskey in my water. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I want a whiskey and water. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do about that for you, sir. If Leanne were here, I would guarantee that drinks would be served with, speed and efficiency. Adam's wanting a bourbon. Oh my God. You guys are going for the hard stuff. Oh, my goodness. Oh, so good to see you guys. It is, it's been a little while since we've done this. I have to thank you guys so much for coming back for 2025. 2024 ended wonderfully for me. I suppose I should give you guys some updates about what I have been up to since last we gathered. There was Christmas for my family. On Christmas Day, we didn't gather, but I went to my mom's and cooked some food. And I would appreciate your prayers for Ma Trippett tonight. She is not, it hasn't been 12 days, has it? 12 days? TBA has, no, surely not. Surely not 12 days. Am I feeling rusty? I'm not going to lie about that. I am feeling a little rusty. So we'll see how this evening goes. I don't. 12 days? No, it can't be. Hang on a minute. I'm going out to YouTube. Hang on a second. I got to see this. Surely it has not been 12 days since I last did a live stream, for heaven's sake. I mean, TBA is probably right. Let's see what we got here. Content, live. Let's see, live. That December 24th. Oh my word. Yeah, I guess it has been almost 12 days. My goodness. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. Okay. Okay. Well, all right. It has definitely been a little while. All right. Christmas Eve, he said. All right. So Christmas Eve. So Christmas Day, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. 11 days. Jeez. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, TBA, I stand corrected, my brother. You are absolutely right, as always. Well, not as always. I mean, I don't want you getting the big head over there with one of the other wing nuts. But yeah, it's been a little while. And poor Chow's know how to man. Well, apparently better than the host does. That's all I can say. Gee whiz. Oh, you did not. You did not put my face on a milk carton. For heaven's sake, Adam. I wasn't gone that long. But WWG one says 12 days of Brianless. Oh my goodness, man, y'all really did miss me, and from the bottom of my heart, I genuinely do appreciate that. I really do. I suppose I should give some updates about what I was up to. Like I said, Christmas Day was kind of low key and chill. I went to my mom's, cooked food. We had a wonderful time, wonderful meal of beef vegetable soup, cornbread, mashed potatoes, and stuffing, stovetop stuffing. And on for the Christmas dinner, I made just scads deviled eggs. I had company in for for New Year's. The lady and I had the opportunity to spend a little time together, and that was wonderful on so many levels. And I'll just leave it right there, please. So, and if the lady is watching this, yeah, good times. Good times were had by all. And so yeah, fun for everybody. Fun for everybody indeed. And got to hang out with friends over New Year's, did some work here at the house. It was a wonderful, wonderful downtime for me. But it's 2025, got to get back in the swing of things. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight and other stuff. This is, like I said, and I also need to give some explanation about this morning. My intention, as advertised yesterday, was to get up this morning, do my normal Saturday morning live stream for you, my audience, and hopefully folks who are not yet members of Fedora Nation. However, I got a phone call early this morning from Ma Trippett, and she said, "I'm really not feeling good. Would you kind of come up?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." So I looked at the clock and I went, there's no way we're going to get this thing off by 10:30 because I still got time to prep and do some things and yada, yada, yada. So I decided to, change it from a brunch to a supper club situation. And I thank all of you for your graciousness. I really do appreciate it. Mom is at home. She's not in the hospital. It looks like it's an upper respiratory infection. They've already got her started on meds. And, she's at home. She's got plenty of food, etc. So, after I get done with the live stream tonight, I'll call and check on her, give you guys an update on Monday. But any thoughts and prayers for my mom, I would genuinely appreciate it. I really would. So, okay, with that. All right, first question for you guys. I ask you, I leave you alone for almost 12 days. I'm out there doing my thing, hanging out, living life. I have almost literally turned off all the news. I don't know what the heck is going on. And then all of a sudden, all heck breaks loose. Forget this. I've got to do live streams or videos every stinking day in order for the world to stay in one piece. I go off for a little while and everything goes, good night. It's just terrible, terrible. Heavens to Murgatroyd. TBA says N-acetylcysteine, NAC, will knock out that upper respiratory thing right out of her lungs. Well, they've got her on amoxicillin and prednisone. So that should knock it out quick. So crossing fingers. If you have good juju or prayers or whatever it is you do from a mom, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. So yeah, I was going to come on this morning, do that. And now here we are. And I tell you what, I mean, I'm serious about this. I'm gone 11 or 12 days and the whole world is absolutely going nuts. And we are now, what is today? The 4th. We are 16 days away from Trump's inauguration. And now Z Highness, I don't disagree with this one at all. I don't disagree with this at all. And we'll get into some of that, a little bit of that tonight. But just by way of announcements upcoming for this week, I'm going to be guest appearing on My Morning Mayhem, and I believe that's Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Let me double check here. Hang on. Hang on. I believe that is this Monday night. Yep. It's this Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on My Morning Mayhem's channel. Chris was very gracious to have me on. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. So that's going to be a load of fun. Later on this month, I'll be appearing on Darius Simpson's channel, Real Talk. Tracy Barkley from Gen X, Marks the Spot, and myself are going to be on there as a pair of guests. And I appreciate that, Lana. I genuinely do. I've got some familiarity with prednisone, so I'm hoping that this will just get knocked out fast and Mom gets over it. But yeah, the side effects. Yeah, I hear you. So got that going on, and then this Wednesday night I'm on Tracy's channel for Gen X Marks the Spot. We were going to do it on New Year's Day, and I messaged her and I said, I have got company in and I've got a family dinner that day. Is there any way we can reschedule this? She's like, yeah, sure, no worry about it. So she was very gracious. So Tracy, if you see this later, yes, darling, we are on for sure this Wednesday night, 6:00 Eastern on your channel. So yeah, we've already got stuff lined up for the year, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So, okay, let us get into this thing that we call the Saturday Night Supper Club. And we'll start, as we are wont to do, with the Merry Memes section of the show. And I got to thank Gypsy, I got to thank Adam, and I've got to thank WWG1, as always, for bringing the funny. And all kinds of interesting messages to be seen and heard and had. And you know what? Some of them just are going to speak for themselves, so let's just dive right in. You know, the American people in the 2024 election said they wanted border security. They wanted a strong border wall. They wanted so much for all of us that we wouldn't have to worry about what kind of country we're going to have. Our country would be safe. Our country would be secure, etc. Well, you know what? The FBI's response to that was, we told them, make us an indestructible border wall. And they said, no problem. So there you go. That's the FBI's idea of an indestructible border wall. Passports from every nation around the world, a whole wall of them, baby. There you go. All right. What else do we have in the way of the Merry Memes? Yes. You know, someone asked the question, do you watch the news that much anymore? Well, you know, I'm kind of like this poor guy. I think that maybe the news, calling things that we see on television, the news, is a little bit overrated. I like this guy's understanding of it. You know, all I see is government-directed propaganda, corporate bullshit, and subliminal conditioning. How many of all y'all can I get a hell yes out of on this one? Especially after some of the stuff we saw this week. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And totally, totally true. Let me tell you. Oh, TBA's give me a hell yeah. Getting a hell yeah over here, too. Mm-hmm. Beast. Hello, small time. Good to see you, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, this live stream is a little bit chill from what I'm normally used to doing. Normally, I have a routine set up, but today it's just been like, all kinds of crazy. So, but yeah, welcome to everybody. We're glad to see you. Oh, I'm getting an F yeah out of WWG1 over there. So true. So true indeed. 2024 went by in a blur, and as we now are rolling into a new year, I think all of us at one point or another have stopped to consider how fast our life is going. Uh, you know, and it's kind of hard to measure what that speed is like, but sometimes you come up with a really good and simple understanding about how you are experiencing life. I mean, for example, a lot of people feel like they're currently experiencing life at several what the fucks per. And I got to thank WWG1 for this one. This is a good one, man. This is a real good one. At several what the F's per hour. So true. So true. Yeah, Z Highness, after what I watched today, it can't get here soon enough. Not for me. This is about time we get some normalcy. And I want to go back to your comment that you made a little bit earlier. Let me find it here real fast. Yeah, here it is getting its final crescendo before it takes office. Oh, not just final crescendo. They are doing everything they possibly can to screw up Donald Trump's re-entry into office. I mean, I should have known better to believe Joe Biden when he was sitting there, in the Oval Office with Donald Trump saying, we're going to give you all the help we can, a peaceful transition, yada, 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 la, la, la. No, I should have known better. I should have absolutely known better. And believe me, every time I'm turning around, there's one report or another that's coming out about what Joe Biden is doing. And in doing it, he is absolutely making Trump miserable going into office. We got a little something to talk about with that. We got a little something for that, dear. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But there are some things to look forward to, and I'll just let this one speak for itself. Now, I'm not going to start playing the music that goes along with this, but I think y'all know how I think I know how y'all feel when you see this one. I do think I know how you all feel. Just saying. Boy, you're chatty tonight, darling. Woo. You are and I am all here for it, Z Highness. So TBA over on Rumble says, yeah, retribution is coming, and that's what the lefties fear. Oh, I think you're absolutely right, my friend. I think you are absolutely right indeed. I think there is some serious retribution coming. Indeed. So yeah. All right, what else do we have in the way of the merry memes? Ah, yes. Speaking of sports, and there's a lot of focus around sports right now. It's college football season, etc. But lest we forget, the ladies are out there doing their thing. Women's basketball, track, swimming. At this time of the year, the ladies' sports do take prominence. And, a lot of things have changed with the passing of time as far as making, strides for female sports, testing, measuring, that sort of thing. However, there are some statistical things, some statistical measurements that are now being put into the women's sporting area that I'm not so sure the ladies are all that happy about. I mean, for example, did you guys know that there has apparently been a jump in testicle injuries in women's sports, especially since 2020? I don't know why. I don't know what this means, but apparently in the past 4 years, there has been an enormous, and I do mean enormous, jump in testicle injuries in women's sports. Why that is the case, I'll let the professionals, in the women's injuries, just answer for that one. But there has been a noticeable uptick in testicle injuries in women's sports in the past 4 years. Why? Who knows? Hard to say. Very hard to say indeed. One of the great mysteries of this new decade in which we find ourselves. Strange. Ball sport. Well, it could be. Who knows? Well, now, see, there's another legitimate question you ask. What's a woman anyway? I don't know. WWG1 says those women experiencing the testicle injuries need to wear cups. I don't disagree with you, friend. I really don't. But apparently they're not feeling the need to do so for whatever reason. So, is the injury their own fault at that stage? Well, I don't know. Oh, God, John. Oh, my goodness. And so good to see you, brother. I hope you had a happy set of holidays. And welcome back to the Electronic Front Porch, brother. I am not getting near that one. I am not getting near that. Oh, God, y'all are as spicy as ever. Okay, there's a few more memes that we've got, but they're for a little bit later on in the show. And okay, I want to get into a couple of topics at a minimum tonight. And like I said, this one's going to be a very chill sort of a live stream, especially given all the crazy that went on for me today and part of yesterday too. But I got 2 topics that I really want to get into tonight. The events in New Orleans and Las Vegas. And like I said at the very top of the live stream, I haven't been totally disconnected from what's been going on in the news, but I have been sort of like out. But what I'm seeing out of both of these events, it is opposite ends of things that I've been talking about, you guys have been talking about, and folks on the right have been talking about for the longest time. Okay. And I want to start with New Orleans. And for the record, if I get anything wrong in the factual presentation of this, y'all set me straight, which I know you would do anyway. You would do it with love. But this one to me is just plain old bizarre. Okay. It's bizarre what happened in New Orleans. Well, maybe bizarre is not the right word. Let me back that up a second. What happened in New Orleans is an individual took a vehicle, mowed down about 14 different people. They're now dead. Okay. Do things like this happen in the world? Well, unfortunately, yes. So in one sense, that is bizarre. A person decides to get in a vehicle and just mow people down. That's bizarre. You choose to randomly kill 14 individuals for not one apparent reason other than you can. Okay. That would be bizarre in and of itself. What is more bizarre to me is the reaction of the press and the New Orleans Police Department. Now, I got some articles here, mostly from the New York Post, because I was able to do some real quick digging. I got a story here published this morning about 10 o'clock. And I'm going to pop this up on screen. Article by Chris Harris. Gaza war may have pushed New Orleans terrorists toward radicalization, experts say. Dateline, New Orleans, Louisiana. Israel's ongoing war in Gaza likely propelled alleged homegrown terrorist Shamsud Din Jabbar toward radicalization, two experts on domestic terrorism told the Post. The experts are not involved in the investigation, but agreed that radicalization was recent. By Jabbar's own admission, his ISIS allegiance began before last summer. While the ISIS-inspired terrorist served in Afghanistan, Mark Kansian, a retired Marine colonel who now works in the Defense and Security Department at the Center for Strategic International Studies, told the Post that it was probable a situation like Gaza and Israel's ongoing offensive started Jabbar down a dark path. Quote, his tour in Afghanistan 2019 was too long ago, Kansian said, adding there's no evidence to suggest he was radicalized at his local mosque by an ISIS recruiter. Federal investigators continue to look into what compelled the decorated U.S. Army veteran to fatally mow down 14 people with a truck in a New Orleans French Quarter on New Year's Day. They're also interested in learning how the 42-year-old terrorist came to pledge his loyalty to ISIS just months ago. Javad Ali, a former U.S. government counterterrorism official, agreed the impact of October 7th, and I mean the effect on the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, on Jabbar's actions is not yet clear and cannot be ruled out. Ali noting Jabbar's radicalization appears to have been fast-tracked following a few divorces and a failed attempt at starting a business. The timeline is usually a lot longer for people to become radicalized. Okay? Okay. Here's a guy, served the U.S. Army, served over in Afghanistan, that for various reasons, some of yet I don't think we totally know, and I'm not so sure I buy off on these guys' arguments that he was radicalized. Okay? But we do know some other things about the guy, at least it's being reported. Here's another headline from the Post. New Orleans ISIS terrorist Shamsuddin Jabbar had bomb-making station and Quran open to chilling passage in his home, new photos reveal. Okay, we know that. We also know that neighbors saw him pick up the truck saw a pickup truck leaving an Airbnb hours before the rampage. Okay, we know all this. What does the press do? Oh, no, it's not terrorism. It can't possibly be terrorism. No, it's not terrorism. It's not terrorism at all. Cannot possibly be terrorism. No. Oh, WG1, I saw that comment. We're going to get to that. Oh, yeah. Hang on, Lana. Yeah. There is so much about this whole thing that is just freaking weird. Okay? So terribly weird. But give me 1 second here, folks. I was hoping to have this pulled up before you guys got here, but nobody wants to call this thing terrorism. Okay? Nobody. I'm looking. There's one clip in particular, and I'm trying to find this. Oh, come on. I thought I had this, and apparently I'm not going to. MSNBC. Nobody wants to call it terrorism. Nobody wants to call it anything like that. Oh, hello, Miss Caitlin. And good evening and welcome in. From the Twitter side of the things. Glad to have you, darling. Yeah, I mean, this thing is so weird. So weird. They won't call it terrorism. I mean, here's some random examples. Just totally weird stuff here. Let me back this up, pop this up on screen for you guys. Okay. They'll call it everything but terrorism. Oh yeah. Yeah. Small time, you're absolutely right. FBI said immediately it wasn't terrorism, then just as quickly said there was no link to the Vegas explosion. Yep. I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, it's just damn weird the way the press is treating this. Okay. And then all that would be bad enough.
We're here inside.
Then, not more than 24, maybe 36 hours after this guy, Jabbar, mows down these 14 people in the French Quarter, New Orleans, a reporter is going through his house. You think I'm kidding? Brianna Morel, watch this.
We're here inside the New Orleans terrorist home. You can see that it's been clearly destroyed, the door at least, from the FBI raid yesterday. But if we walk through the home, we see some signs of what he was up to. He had this work area here, lots of different chemicals splayed around, and different electronics. This is, again, a work setup. Left receipts, just very unkempt in here.
Okay, hold it.
If we go
hold
over
it.
here,
Hold it. Hold on a minute. I have some questions. And first of all, first question. How in the infernal regions of Dante's hell did this girl, and nothing against Brianna Morel, by the way, I have not a bone to pick with her. Do I know that much about her? No, not necessarily. But on the other hand, I got nothing against her either. Okay. But how in the infernal regions of the hell does this girl go through what should be an active crime scene? Why is this thing not taped off? Why are there not agents outside the door? Why, for that matter, is all this potential evidence just strewn laying around the place? Why hasn't the FBI confiscated this stuff? Can somebody explain this to me? There's only one, in my mind, there's only one or two explanations here. Either the FBI is grossly incompetent in their New Orleans division, which is altogether possible, or number two, they're letting her walk through there to let everybody see what they're wanting to be seen. Well, do we know it was criminal trespass? And I'm not saying you're wrong, Robert, but do we know that? Do we absolutely know she just, managed to kind of her way into the place? Because and again, I did not see totally everything on the outside of this guy's trailer, but by the same token, I didn't see any yellow tape up anywhere. Nothing. Well, all right, maybe it is both. Maybe they are incompetent and they're pulling a psyop. Oh, now it's 2025. You're already getting conspiratorial. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and looks like a duck, it's a duck. Okay. I can point to a good at least 30 years of recent history. At least 30 years of history showing where the FBI is complicit in a lot of crap. Well, I mean, again, how did she get in there? Were there actually agents on station there? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But again, it is so weird to me. It was so, well, okay. All right. So that was not Brianna. Okay. All right. Okay. Again, I am a little disconnected from these stories. I grant you. So I'm going to take a lot of grain of salts here. Okay. All right. John McGarvey says front door was open. Well, that's true. But by the same token, why are there not agents out in front of this place locking it down? Okay, so Brianna Morrell confirmed, who confirmed it with the FBI. Okay, all right, cool. But again, this is just weird and idiotic beyond all possible imagination. No, I don't care if it's Brianna Morrell. I don't care if it's some other individual or some girl or man. I don't care who it is. How the hell are they getting into this place? Why is all this stuff just laying around for everybody to see it? Why hasn't it already been, tagged and swept for prints and checked for future evidence? Why is this not under some kind of chain of custody? At least as I would understand it. This is just bizarre beyond all imagination. And I'm not trying to be overly dramatic here, but if I were some kind of a prosecuting attorney and I had seen this video, I would be on the phone Justice Department official. I'd be on the phone so fast to the New Orleans division of the FBI, yelling my head off. Your head would spin around like Linda Blair from The Exorcist. I'd be like, what in the hell are you doing letting somebody contaminate an investigation scene? Now, technically, it's not the crime scene. Crime scene was in the French Quarter. I get that. But this is an area of interest for the investigators, be it the feds, city of New Orleans, state, whatever. And this person's just tromping through there, just doing her thing. So like I say, well, I'm not necessarily arguing that it's not a psyop. I'm not necessarily arguing it's not a psyop, but I'll tell you one thing. This is just so over the top. It's ridiculous. I mean, and the psyop part, at least for my part, again, why is all this stuff laid out there? If this were, to me, and I could be absolutely wrong in my understanding of this, but to me, all this stuff should have been tagged, chain of custody, under somebody's control. This stuff should not be out there for cameras to be rolling along and let people see it. If he had a copy of the Quran, that was open to a particular verse of the Quran that, talked about martyrdom and fighting the enemies of Allah, which again is according to reports. Okay. It's almost like somebody wants us to see this video, wants us to see these images, put that measure of fear inside of us. I mean, I'm not beyond. I mean, look, you guys know me. I will do everything I can to stay away from, the terms conspiracy theory, psyop, everything else. I guess if nothing else is an instant reflex reaction because, I like everybody else, I do not want to think this of my government. On the other hand, my government's not giving me much choice here. It's almost like the government wants me to see these images to scare the crap out of me and make me look in one direction as opposed to look in another. There is not one reason in the world for why this person, whoever it is, Brianna Morrell or anybody else, should be able to walk through this place unaccompanied, looking at whatever they want, photographing whatever they want, and nobody know what the heck is going on here. Well, yeah, that's probably my best bet here, Robert. Probably is. Probably true. So, I mean, you got that aspect of what's going on in New Orleans, which is just weird enough. Okay. Then you've got this dipstick of a chief of police. Okay. Kirkpatrick. Ann Kirkpatrick. Now, I want to play something for you guys here because I think you're going to want to see this, okay? And this is Scott Bertram, who was doing a guest fill-in for the Steve Gruber show on Real America's Voice. And he's got some very interesting questions. So I want to pop this up. As always, give me a sound check. Let me know if this thing's working right. Check this out.
They look pretty solid. They would have blocked the one from driving down the sidewalk in New Orleans. So this is the superintendent of police yesterday, Ann Kirkpatrick, asked by a media member, a reporter, where did you get these yellow archers from? Where did you get these blockades from? Listen to her talk. Ann Kirkpatrick yesterday, superintendent of police in New Orleans. This is cut 2.
Chief, where did those archers come from?
Sorry?
Yellow archers, where did they come from?
Actually, we have them. I didn't know about them, but we have them. And so we have been able now to put them out.
Okay. You caught that, right? Where did you get these yellow archers from that are now deployed to protect people in New Orleans? She says, well, we had them, and I just didn't know we had them. She's superintendent of police. She's in charge of protecting the safety of innocent citizens who are there to celebrate New Year's Eve, who are there to attend the Sugar Bowl, who in a month and a half are there to attend the Super Bowl in the NFL. And she said, well, we had these things that could protect people on the sidewalks. We just didn't know. What makes it worse is the city and the police knew they didn't have these bollards that sort of pop up from the street and serve the same purpose. Those were down for repair. Wouldn't you look for alternatives to help protect people in New Orleans?
You see what I'm saying? Lay aside the psyop factor of this whole thing. And frankly, I'm there. I'm just, after what I saw with that crazy video of that girl, whoever she was, walking through Jabbar's trailer, okay, I'm quite ready to say psyop. Normally, I wouldn't go there that fast, but this is just too weird. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. We're going to take a look at this real quick. Give me 1 second, folks. Hang on. Y'all hang loose for a second. Well, would you looky here? Thank you, Gypsy. Yeah, let's talk about this. And this kind of ties into what I was saying about this guy's Jabbar's house. Okay. I'm going to pop this up on screen. This is a report. Is this local New Orleans TV, I'm guessing? Yeah, hang on a minute. Now, keep in mind, you guys just saw an image a few minutes ago where this girl is walking through Jabbar's, trailer. You're seeing all these images of like bomb making material and work area, and you got a copy of the Quran over here. It's opened up to a very provocative part of the Quran. Yada yada yada. And she just strolling on through like she just owns the place, right? Yet on the other hand, you have the following report come up related to one of the people who was knocked down on Bourbon Street. So check this out. And again, if I'm wrong, you guys know me. I'll be the first one to come out here and tell you, yeah, I was wrong about something. But this is just weird beyond all imagination. Check this out.
Of that heinous act in New Orleans was badly hurt, but it also robbed him of his mobility. But the United Cajun Navy has stepped up to help. Reporter Elizabeth Bourgeois is here with his story. Lizzie.
Yeah, many GoFundMe accounts have been set up for victims and their families, but today one victim got a life-changing donation, a wheelchair. Jeremy Sinsky, who's paralyzed from the waist down, was visiting New Orleans with his family from Pittsburgh for a New Year's Eve family vacation when tragedy struck.
No, I didn't see anything. And I was screaming, help, 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 help.
That's all Jeremy Sinsky remembers when he came to, lying in the middle of Bourbon Street. The paraplegic was meeting his family back at their hotel when he says all of a sudden he was on the ground, disoriented and confused.
In my head, I thought, well, maybe I'm on the ground because of people were shooting, and I was on the ground to get away from it.
Sinsky was hit by the truck, driven by a suspected terrorist, moments before it crashed into this lift parked on Bourbon. His wheelchair left crushed.
I still didn't put two and two together that the truck had done anything really. And even though I had seen the truck, I never even thought that that's what had happened because I was so out of it.
Sinsky's mobility was once again taken away, as his wheelchair is now evidence of a crime.
All right, hold it. Hold it a minute. This guy's wheelchair, this guy is there. Thank God he wasn't killed. Okay, so, so bless his heart, he's in the hospital, which is bad enough. And his wheelchair was crushed. Even worse. But that wheelchair has been confiscated as evidence. A single crushed, unusable wheelchair is now being held in evidence as part of this investigation. Yet, this guy's house, supposedly, where he lived, supposedly, any old random, hootenanny can go walking through there and you get to see everything. The guy's work table, the guy's copy of the Quran, Islam, whatever the hell he supposedly owned in that place. You're just walking around. You got images of it. You got stuff laying around, strewn all over the place, and just walking through there, doing whatever you want. Now, like I said, either somebody at the scene of Jabbar's residence is a complete freaking moron that does not know how to secure an area of interest that is part of an investigation, or you got somebody like, hey, please take all the pictures you want. We want to put this out here and scare the hell out of the American people. What am I supposed to believe here? Hang on a second. WWG1 says, you seeing a pattern here, Brian? Oh, hell yeah, I'm seeing a pattern. I mean, look, WWG1, and take this in the spirit of what I intend. There are moments when we disagree as to the severity of the actions of the government or their lack thereof in terms of setting and understanding perception of what's going on. And that's fine. We can agree to disagree. But this one, I'm there. I'm like, screw it. I'm there. This is just an absolute psyop. WWG1 goes on to say further, drip by drip, the American public is slowly losing faith in our institutions, as they should. This is a good thing. You mean like Trump's secret documents that were spread on the floor by the FBI and photographed with fake cover sheets? Oh, yeah, I remember that. I totally remember that. Yeah, this is just weird. Weird beyond all imagination. And I'm sorry. I'm with you guys on this one. Normally I'm kind of like, I'm like the guy holding it back. Like, no, I'm there. Screw it. I'm there. I'm totally there on this one. Just unbelievable. And then you got the police chief who has no idea that these yellow barriers that might have been able to prevent some of this, didn't have any idea that the New Orleans Police Department was in possession of them. But she does now, thank God. But then again, and this gets to another question. Why was this woman still even on the job? This Ann Kirkpatrick, the chief of police for New Orleans. You wonder why I'm asking the question? Try this one on for size. This is from August the 4th of this year. New Orleans Police Chief Ann Kirkpatrick strikes two pedestrians with her vehicle, injuring one, says report from Landon Meon. New Orleans Police Chief Ann Kirkpatrick struck two pedestrians with her vehicle on Saturday night, and this is back in August, injuring one of them, according to the police department. The incident happened around 7 p.m. at the intersection of Decatur and Iberville Streets. According to Fox 8, both a man and woman were struck in the incident. The woman was transported to a hospital in stable condition, while the man did not report any injuries. Why is this woman even still the chief of police? Explain this to me, somebody. She should have been asked for her resignation. Her fault, their fault, forget it. She's the chief law enforcement official, or one of them, in the city of New Orleans. And yet she struck 2 people in a motor vehicle accident. But then again, when I stop and think about it, New Orleans has a history of this kind of crap. Remember back to 2006 when Hurricane Katrina rolled through New Orleans? There's a little known fact that people forget. You remember we saw those levees break at Lake, what is it, Punxsutawney? No, not Punxsutawney, not thinking of the groundhog. Lake, what is that levee? Very famous levee that broke maybe a day or two after Katrina rolled through. The name of it's escaping me right now. But the reason that I bring that up is no one could quite understand how it is that levee, Pontchartrain, that's it. Thank you, WWG1, Pontchartrain. The levee at Pontchartrain broke down. Oh, 2005, excuse me. Katrina was 2005. I stand corrected. Thank you, TBA. 2005. The levee at Pontchartrain broke down. It's a levee in the 9th Ward. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate you. You're spot on with this stuff. Now my synapses are starting to fire. The reason that no one could understand why that levee in Pontchartrain broke down is because the federal government had been giving money to New Orleans for years to reinforce that levee. Okay, to make sure it was solid. I mean, money going all the way back to the days of Lyndon Baines Johnson in the 60s. Okay, we're talking 40 years of federal money here that had provided to make sure that the levees and flood control mechanisms in the city of New Orleans were in tip-top operational condition. In other words, the levee at Pontchartrain never should have gone down. Now, granted, Katrina was a hurricane for the ages, all right? But still, all the money that was given to New Orleans for over the course of 30 or 40 years, that levee may have gone, but it shouldn't have gone as easily as it did. You know what everybody found out? The money was being diverted to other areas. It was never being used for flood control in the city of New Orleans. So now, fast forward almost 20 years later, you've got a chief of police who injured 2 individuals. Thank God none of them died. And yet she still got a job. And by the way, this isn't her first gig as a chief of police. She used to be the chief of police out in Oakland, California. And according to reports, did such a piss poor job out there. I mean, it's just unbelievable with this. I don't know whether to be more angry about the psyop that's being perpetrated on the American people vis-a-vis New Orleans. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. She was fired from her job in Oakland. She was doing such a piss poor job. TBA over on Rumble says DEI hires are going to get us all killed. Brother, you may not be wrong. You may not be wrong at all, my friend. I mean, between the psyop the feds are trying to do vis-a-vis New Orleans and the just gross incompetence that is the city of New Orleans, I don't know which one to be more angry about. I'm serious. And I've had 11 or 12 days off. I should be fairly calm coming back into this thing. Heck no. Between the feds and the idiocy of local government in New Orleans, I've already got my blood pressure up. Now I'm already on January 4th. Oy vey. Oh, well, thank you very much, dear. Appreciate that. I mean, it's just, oh my God. I'm too old for this stuff. Now, that's a great question, small time. How bad of a police chief do you have to be to get fired in Oakland, California? Yet New Orleans hires this broad. Oh, my God. Oh, honey, Caitlin, our prayers to you. Our prayers to you, sister. Hang on. TBA over on Rumble says, "Aw, WWG1. It looks like Brian really did miss us." Yeah, 12 days of calmness, says WWG1. Yeah, fellas, I missed you. I did. I missed you indeed. Oh my gosh. It's just unbelievable. You know, I was talking with somebody earlier today. Hey, Chris from My Morning Mayhem just popped in over on Rumble. What's up, brother? Hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year with your family. I was talking with somebody earlier today, and I said, you know, I'm getting sick and tired of people in places like New York City and Chicago and Baltimore and St. Louis or New Orleans or anywhere else complaining about how they don't like how things are going in their city. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not without compassion, okay? But my point is this. Y'all keep voting in the same idiots that are making your life miserable, so why should I feel sorry for you? I mean, seriously. Y'all put in a mayor that hired this dumbass chief of police you got down there in New Orleans, who apparently hasn't got the brains or the common sense or both to understand that she does have physical tools available to her to help her hopefully try to prevent the thing that happened at the hands of this nutcase Jabbar. So, no, I mean, I love y'all, and I'm sorry you're going through your troubles down there, but I don't want to hear it. Until y'all grow a set and start taking some of these people out of office, just don't come. I don't want to hear it. I love you. But I don't want to hear it because y'all keep voting in the same mayors and the same city councils and the same whatever else. And you keep getting the same result, and y'all sit around going, I don't understand why our lives are so bad here in New Orleans or in Chicago or New York or anywhere else. Well, you know, go look in the mirror. I love you, but don't come crying to me about it. You're the ones voting in this crap. Unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. Oh, Lord. Whew. Okay. Yeah, it's talking about Chicago. When Chicago elected Brandon Johnson after the disaster that was Lori Lightfoot, I facepalmed so hard. Vote for the even more incompetent guy who's even further left. Stop voting for the... Yep. Oh, you know, small time, you're absolutely right. They just need more funding. Bless their hearts. If we just give them more money, things will get better. How much money have we given to New Orleans or New York City or Chicago or Baltimore or Philadelphia or St. Louis or Los Angeles or Portland or Seattle or Houston? How much money do we have to give before we finally start saying to ourselves, is it that they don't have enough money or they don't have enough brains? Anyway, all right, tell you what, let us, since it's the top of the hour, let us shift gears, or I should say go to a different compartment of the car. But before we do, let me pop in a real quick commercial for the first time this year. My name is Brian Trippett. I am the Front Porch Conservative, and you are joining us for the Saturday Night Supper Club. This is a live stream that we sometimes do. And as a matter of fact, I'm starting to think about it. I'm starting to wonder if I don't want to do this once a month throughout the year. I think this would be a really cool thing to do. Like pick a particular Saturday, okay? A particular Saturday night out of each month, and we do a Saturday night live stream. I think that'd be kind of cool. I really do. Kind of make it a special occasion. It might just me going solo, or maybe having a guest host, or maybe having a guest. But I think that'd be kind of cool. I think it would really be good. But anyway, you have found your way to the Saturday Night Supper Club. if you're not a member of my channel, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and do me a favor. Subscribe on Rumble and subscribe on YouTube. Okay. Still working my way toward that 1,000 on YouTube, but growing every little bit that we can, and it always helps. We're going to try and mix in some live streams this year. Also going to try and mix in some more videos. I've been a little remiss on the videos, but I'm going to try and start mixing them in again. So, we'll be talking about that in the coming days. But yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel on Rumble or on YouTube, go ahead and give me a sub on both. And while you're at it, go and hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment in chat, share the link around, do all that crazy stuff that you guys do, which is always appreciated by your host. Truly it is. And we'll make this thing the best we possibly can be and get it better and better. Which, by the way, in WWG1, as techie as you are, you and Chris, you'll actually get a kick out of this. I've got a sound drop machine coming in as one of my Christmas gifts. Just bought it the other day, and it should be arriving tomorrow. And now I've got to find some sound drops to put into the thing because I mean, Chris does this on My Morning Mayhem, and other live streamers do it as well. But I really love to put some sound drops in, like a rim shot, or just an example. A sound drop thing. I guess that's what you call it. Sound deck. I don't know what the technical term for it is, but you hit the button and it drops a sound or a video or a little snippet of a video or whatever. So yeah, that's coming. It should be arriving tomorrow. Chris, I might give you a shout on that thing, brother. And see what I'll try and figure it out on my own first. But yeah, I got that coming. So that's gonna be kind of fun. He says, "Look at you, buddy. I hear you. All right. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I had some blessings by way of some gift cards, and I decided to put them to good use. So I'm looking forward to having that little a sound drop thing. That'll be kind of cool. So, I misspoke. I called it a sound board. It's like a sound drop thing. So, but yeah, it'll be nice. That'll be nice. But looking forward to that. So yeah, do all those crazy things you do. Subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, all that happy jazz. All right. So we're going to go from New Orleans and we're going to go out to Las Vegas. And before we get into that discussion, I got to thank WWG1 for a couple of his memes that are okay. All right. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. I love you, brother. Just messing with you. I got to thank WWG1 as always for some of his memes. And he dropped me a couple of them that for this part of the live stream, I think are pretty applicable. Y'all remember that famous Bugs Bunny cartoon that had Daffy Duck and Elmer Fudd, and they're trying to determine it's rabbit season, it's duck season, it's rabbit season, it's duck season. Well, now we've gotten so bad, we're trying to figure out it's false flag season, it's psyop season. Is it false flag season or is it psyop season? Well, you be the judge, okay? So you got that going on. Yeah, I thought this one was really appropriate too, dear. You get no argument from me on that. Okay. But then you got this one from the Babylon Bee. And this is really good. This was from like a few years ago. Well, yeah, you're probably right, brother. You're probably right. TBA says, I still have my false flag decorations up. I didn't know it was PSYOP season. Well, these things move fast on you, TBA. What can I tell you? And then you got this headline for the Babylon Bee from a few years ago, but it's still very, very applicable. FBI admits it's really hard to solve a crime that they did not make up themselves. Law enforcement has its limitations, and apparently this is one of them, guys. So there you go. TBA says, apropos. Yeah, I thought so too. Oh, yeah. So very accurate. So very accurate. Now, I show you both of these to get into this discussion about this Tesla Cybertruck bombing that took place out in front of Trump Tower in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, I mean, I'm not necessarily going to go into a lot of the details. Most of that you guys probably know. But there's just some weird, again, I say some weirdness. There's a lot of weirdness about this thing. I mean, very weird stuff. I mean, for example, I got a story here from the New York Post that just makes absolutely no sense to me. Okay. And it's this. Check this out. Cybertruck bomber Matthew Livelsberger was, quote, Rambo-type patriot who loved Trump, Uncle reveals. Article by Ronnie Reyes. We have the following. Dateline Vegas. The uncle of Las Vegas Cybertruck bomber Matthew Livelsberger. Okay, I have a question. Why are we not using the word alleged? Why are we not using the word alleged Cybertruck bomber? All right. Now look, you guys know me. I try to take things with equal amounts of face value, but also equal amounts of skepticism. But why is the press automatically saying, this is the bomber, he did it, we know it? Okay. Why is he not alleged? Especially with some of the stuff we're going to find out here in a minute. Okay. But let's go back to this article. Dean Livelsberger, an Air Force veteran, said he was shocked to learn that his nephew was identified as the man who allegedly detonated a Tesla Cybertruck filled with explosives outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. Quote, he used to have all the patriotic stuff on Facebook. He was 100% loving his country, Dean told The Independent. There's a picture of the Cybertruck after it exploded. Okay. His uncle said that with his training, now listen to this, Livelsberger would have been able to create a deadlier bomb than the one detonated outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas on Tuesday. He loved Trump. He was a very, very patriotic soldier, a very patriotic American, his uncle insisted. It's one of the reasons he was in Special Forces for so many years. It wasn't just one tour of duty. Livelsberger, 37, was last stationed at Camp Panzer Kaserne, just outside Stuttgart, Germany, where he worked in a mobile and autonomous systems manager for the Army. Livelsberger had been in the Army for at least 19 years, joined the Green Berets in 2006, first as a communications specialist until 2015, working with military communications systems such as computers and radio, according to his LinkedIn profile. Given his nephew's extensive military background focused on technology and engineering and his special forces training, Dean appeared skeptical that Livelsberger was the sole entity behind Monday's explosion, which injured only 7 people. Well, thank God it was only 7. Okay. There's parts of the vehicle. Quote, Matt was a very skilled warrior, and he would have been able to make it if it was him. And if he did this, he would have been able to make a more sophisticated explosive. He was what might you call a super soldier. If you ever read about the things he was awarded and the experience he had, some of it doesn't make sense when he had the skills and ability to make something more, let's say, quote, efficient. His skills were enormous from what he had been taught in the military, could have fashioned a bomb that would have obliterated half that hotel if he seriously wanted to hurt others. Okay. Now here's where this starts getting weird. All right. At least to me. And again, I have been disconnected from this. And maybe in one sense, it was good that I have been disconnected for a little while because, and I'm not saying your guys' eyes are, that I'm more fresh than you are. So let me just put this in context. I'm just saying that I've been disconnected for a while, and I'm coming back and starting to look up this story and some of the facts surrounding this, and I'm going, wait a minute. Here you have a gentleman who is former Army, particularly Green Beret, and according to his family, was very, very sophisticated in terms of the things he could do by use of lethal force. Okay? And according to his uncle, this guy was quite capable of making a device that would have been far more deadly than the bomb that went off inside this Tesla Cybertruck. Okay. Why didn't he do it? And don't get me wrong. Okay, don't get me wrong here. I'm glad he didn't do it. But if he had the capability to do something more drastic, why didn't he do it? And if his uncle is correct that this guy was a big-time Trump supporter, why is he going in front of Trump International Tower in Las Vegas and blowing up a truck? Let's say he had a disagreement with Trump. Okay? Let's say he had a legitimate disagreement with him. As a former member of the United States military and a supposed Trump supporter, could he not have found a more constructive way to get his disagreement out in public? Talk about it with somebody? Maybe not Trump himself, obviously, but you get my point? If he's trying to make a point, this seems to me the strangest way to do it, especially given his background. Okay? Then you got some other weirdness that goes into this thing, all right? Try this story on for size. This is from Breitbart. This was, what was this? Yesterday, as a matter of fact, from Christina Wong, one of their reporters over there. Check out this headline. Green Beret had gunshot wound to the head before the Tesla Cybertruck detonated in Vegas. Let me read that again. Green Beret had gunshot wound to the head before the Tesla Cybertruck detonated in Vegas. Okay. Let's check this out. Las Vegas police said Thursday that a person presumed to be Green Beret Matthew Livelsberger had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the Tesla Cybertruck in front of the Trump Hotel, and that one of the handguns inside the vehicle was found at his feet. Metropolitan Police Sheriff Kevin McMahill said the information was learned through the coroner's office and that it was further complicating identification of the body inside the Cybertruck, whom authorities believe is Livelsberger, but cannot say with 100% certainty yet. Kenny Cooper, the assistant special agent in charge of the ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Explosives, San Francisco Field Division, said 2 semi-automatic handguns were recovered from the Tesla that had been successfully traced and that both of the firearms were lawfully purchased by Livelsberger on December 30th. Oh, okay. McMahill said he also believes the gunshot wound was self-inflicted since he was the only person in the vehicle and it occurred immediately prior to the vehicle blowing up. However, he said he was not comfortable with calling this a suicide mission, only a suicide with a bombing that occurred immediately thereafter. Livelsberger is a Green Beret who at the time was stationed in Germany but had been in Colorado Springs, where the 10th Group Special Forces is based. So far, authorities have not identified a motive. All right. My opinion is that he was used as a patsy and was shot before and was remotely driven to the Trump Hotel. Musk says that's impossible. Look, at this stage, I'm not ruling anything out. Oh, well, that's a good question, too. Fair question. See, this thing is weird to me. Weird on so many levels. Okay. Then you've got this supposed email that this guy put out to a friend of his on the 31st. And again, is this email actually Livelsburgers? I don't know. Supposedly it is. We'll see. We'll find out. But again, I just throw this out here for consumption. For those of you, you may not be able to read this, but I'll do it for you. In case I do not make it to my decision point on or onto the Mexico border, I'm saying this now. Please do not release this till January 1st. Keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with the drones is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered by aircraft, my most recently used in China on the East Coast, but throughout history of the U.S. And only we in China have this capability. Our OPSEN location for this activity is in the box below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic, from submarines for years. This activity has recently picked up. As of now, it's just a show of force, and they're using it to familiarize with how they use the balloon for SIGINT ICR, which are also part of the integrated comm systems. There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. So what is, because of the speed and stealth of the unmanned AC, I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that are being covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan, 2019, by admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting of these strikes, 125 buildings. I mean, again, this supposedly is coming from Livelsberger. Okay. Supposedly, he's got information about war crimes going back to 2019 in Afghanistan and information about these drones. So, I don't know, man. I do not know. This whole thing is just remarkably weird. Hang on a second, because there's one more perspective on this I want to show. And let me find this real fast. Here it is. Grant Stinchfield. I think he's with One American News these days. Now, and again, I'm not speaking for its authenticity or not. I'm just saying this whole thing is just weird. Just plain weird. A lot of people are calling Livelsberger a patsy. Maybe. But let me give you one more perspective on it. This is from Grant Stinchfield. Check this out.
Folks, I don't think the alleged Cybertruck bomber is responsible for setting off this bomb. I don't even think he's responsible for killing himself. A lot of things that don't add up here. Why would you shoot yourself in the head first if you're going to ultimately blow up the truck you're in? It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to kill yourself twice. And by the way, the guy's a Green Beret. He could have made a bomb that could take down an entire building, and he didn't. Now, one thing that everybody's forgetting, they're adamant that he's the driver of the truck. No big deal. What if somebody killed him first, put him in the truck, and then programmed the Cybertruck to drive to Trump Tower? Those Cybertrucks drive themselves. You don't need to have somebody driving you there. So none of this seems to make sense. And then there's this email that he sent basically saying he was being followed and that he's been studying these drones and they're a great threat to President Trump and the White House and that this is a wake-up call. So I would urge investigators to take a real close look at this because this is another example. Things aren't always what they seem. Something's fishy here.
I can't disagree with him. Yeah, I mean, this whole thing is bizarre beyond imagination. It really is. It's just so damn weird on so many levels. I don't get it. I don't get it here. WWG1 over on Rumble says the Cybertruck was recharged at least 3 times on its journey. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's just weird. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. If you got it, shoot it over. Let me see it. Now that's a good point, small time. And again, do any of us have all the answers on this one? No. I think this is one of those deals where you've heard the old analogy of the three blind men trying to describe what an elephant looks like. One of them's got a hold of the tail, one's got a hold of the middle of it, and the other one's got a hold of the trunk. And they all think they fully understand what the elephant looks like. And the reality is they've only got a piece of it. That's kind of what I feel like here. Everybody's got a little piece of something, but no one's got any real answers. You have two events on top of each other, almost within 24 hours of each other or less. And one of them at its minimum is just the basic incompetence of the New Orleans police. Then you got another one that just stinks like a psyop out in Vegas. It's just weird. Absolutely weird to me. Totally bizarre. What's this? Hang on a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Well, good point. Good point. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, nothing to surprise me either. Here's another good point. Was programmed to drive the wrong. Oh, okay. Okay, you just sent it to me? All right, hang on, y'all. Miss Up in Connecticut just sent me something, so let's see what we got here. Interesting. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me pop this thing up here. This is interesting. Give me 1 second here, folks. Okay, let's check this out. Now that I've got it keyed up. Laura Logan, question of the day. Was Matt Berg already dead on arrival at the Trump Hotel? What was the special operations community? That's what is asking. They have good reason. Then you have the following. New video circulating the last 30 minutes seems to show whoever's in the truck at the time of the detonation was alive. Yeah, because there's an image here. It's silhouetted, but it looks like someone's sitting up. Hang on a minute. It's kind of hard to see, but check this out. All right, there's someone there. They're moving their head back and forth. Then the explosion takes place. Again, you can see their head moving. Then the explosion.
There is no.
Okay. Color me weird. Well, okay. There's that possibility. Who knows? I mean, this thing is just so strange. Well, that's possible too. I mean, that's just like WWG1 says that just looks like the camera moving to me. Well, could be. It's just like I said, this whole thing is weird beyond all imagination. Completely. Totally. Yeah, okay. Don't you do that to me. How dare you? How dare you? Get back there. Like I said, guys, I'm gone for 11 days and the whole world goes crazy. All right. Oh, by the way, I got to do a quick commercial for a good friend of mine. After my live stream, if you guys are still up and about, my good buddy Sean, one of the other crazy Canadians that I'm aware of, would you do me a favor and pop over to his channel over on Rumble? He has as his guest tonight the American shaman Jake Chansley, 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. So go over to Rumble, check him out. Third Railify, help a brother out. This is going to be a really good interview, a really good one. So, my friend Sean from Third Railify is going to be joined by Jake Chansley tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. So if you happen to be up and about, give him a look. This should be a load of fun. Matter of fact, let me retweet this right now because people need to see this one. So check him out. Okay. Couple of real quick things and we will get out of here. Well, here's another question about that Tesla Cybertruck explosion. How did his ID survive the blast? Of all the things that made it through, how did the ID make it? I don't know. Great question indeed. All right. One last thing and we'll hop out of here. Oh, two. Okay, good. I did save this. Sorry about that, folks. Told you I'm a little discombobulated tonight, so my apologies. So at the White House today, Joe Biden is giving out presidential medals of freedom about never mind the analogy. That'd be too cruel. He's giving out presidential medals of freedom, and he gave one out to Hillary Clinton. And apparently she made her so happy that people finally got to see the real Hillary. If you don't believe me, check this out. Here's Joe putting it on. I tell you what, we've all kind of wondered about it. All kind of wondered. Oh, you're his mod. Okay, I was wondering who you were. I mean, don't get me wrong. Glad to have you here, brother. Oh, okay. That's what was okay. Okay, my bad, dear. My bad. Yeah, that clip is pretty good about Hillary. Oh yeah. Yep. But for all the crazy that's going on in the world, just keep in mind there's some good things that are coming. And maybe, just maybe, these drones that we see are a prelude to something else. I mean, for example, maybe, I'm just saying. If Trump uses the drones or the UFOs to get, Biden and his people out, so I can get down with that. I mean, I'm just saying. Stop that before you get me in trouble. Anyway. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, hang on. Now, this could get real interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, now, folks, we've got some updated information as it relates to Hillary Clinton. Apparently, before she went out on stage, apparently she's got a very special makeup procedure that she goes through to make herself presentable. And guys, I don't know. I got to admit, Hillary is doing an absolutely fantastic job. Just saying. Just saying. Looks great for her age. I tell you what, the skin tone matches are absolutely extraordinary. Extraordinary indeed. All right. Let's bring this train into the station. Lord, this thing's on wreck tonight. I'll tell you what. First of all, thank you guys so much for so many reasons for coming out for this live stream tonight. I genuinely do appreciate it. Like I say, I had to jump around the times today. It's been a little while since we've done this, but you guys are like totally awesome. And I cannot thank you enough. And 2025, like I say, we're going to mix in some videos. We're going to mix in some live streams, doing some interviews, and still trying to climb that social media mountain. But that's okay. There is joy in the journey. So I tell you what, you guys have yourselves a great Saturday night. Thank you so much for stopping by the Saturday Night Supper Club. And remember, 10 o'clock tonight on Rumble, Third Railify. Go hang out with my brother Sean as he is interviewing the American Shaman. So, yeah, absolutely. Smash the like button and come join Third Railify tonight. So, love you guys very much. Thank you for being here. Should be back Monday night, 7:30. Well, that's probably going to be a video night. Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated. Until then, you guys hang loose. Have a great rest of your weekend. And remember the words of that great American philosopher, Tom T. Hall, when he said, it's faster horses, younger lovers, older whiskey, more money. I love you guys. You have a great Saturday night and a great rest of your weekend.